Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've been doing a lot of aesthetic related videos, but today I'm going to do a video on my educational experience while serving in the United States Air Force. So, and a little bit after too. A lot of people think once you join the military it will be difficult to attend school. I can't speak for other branches because like I said, I was in the Air Force, but it was hard to be a full-time, sometimes more than full-time student. But the process was very easy once you get it started and everything like that. But it is possible. Definitely utilize that tuition assistance. So I served from 2007 to 2012. I was security forces, and when did I start school? Let me tell you guys how I started school, because I hope this inspires you guys. If anybody knows me and is watching this video, like before I was in the military and in high school, you guys will know I was not the brightest, I was not the brightest bulb, right? I didn't know that I was smart, to be honest, because I never applied myself. All I was worried about was volleyball and softball. So I was a C student and D student. I even got a C in PE. Yeah, it was bad. But anyways, so when I went into the Air Force, when I joined the Air Force, I spent like a year and a half, maybe even 2 years just doing my job, completing my CDCs and all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, let me take this CLEP. And for those of you guys that don't know what a CLEP is, I don't know what it stands for. All I know is that you take this test and basically you can test out of the class. And it's typically for like a general education class. So for example, I CLEP'd out of 3 classes. The first one was an English class. And I know I don't sound like grammar and stuff is like my best thing, but when I write very, very well. But anyways, because I'm not sitting here speaking like I'm writing a paper. But anyways, so yes, I CLEP'd and I passed. I was like, girl, you're smart. Did you even know you could do that? So then I got some confidence, right? Because CLEP tests, I believe they're free. When I was able to take CLEP tests for free. So if you're in right now, utilize that. Go and take them. If you don't pass, you don't pass. But if you don't take it, you would never know. So go take those so you can get those gen eds knocked out. Get them knocked out. It's super quick. You just go to the educational office, schedule your test. They'll give you like a little printout that says go here you can study from this website, blah, 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 blah. And I did like English literature or something like that too. That was pretty easy. But anyways, yes, so get in there, take those CLEPs. And then I was like, let me take some classes. And at that point, I was like, let me get my gen eds, let me get my CCAF, and then I want to check into nursing, because for some reason I wanted to be a nurse, which is like awesome. Sometimes I'm like, what if I was a nurse still? That would be like amazing if I went ahead and went to nursing school. But I ended up choosing a different route. But yes, so I freaking started school, and I was like, how do I even write a response? I forgot how to write. I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to respond to these teachers? I'm going to fail. So my confidence kind of went down, but then once I started getting my grades back, I was like, girl, you're smart. You're smart. Keep going. Yes, you can do this. So I kept going and I kept going and I kept taking classes, and I was like, I might actually get a college degree. I might get a college degree. Let me do this. So I freaking did. I kept taking classes and I was getting A's, and I tried to CLEP out of math. That was a big mistake. I'm not a math person. Yeah, so I had to take that class, but I went in person for that. So while I was taking classes, I started the classes at Luke Air Force Base. I was attending Rio Salado, and I took 2 in-person classes, 1 online, because with my shift as a cop, I was actually working in the visitor center at that time, and I was working basically 7:30 to, was it 4:30? I forgot. 7:30 to 4:30, let's just say that. And then if I was taking an in-person class, I would go home, play with my puppy, come back, go to school for 2 hours, and then go home. And then wake up, go to work, do that stuff. So yeah, and obviously you can tell I don't have notes. I'm literally just speaking. But so I did that, and it was hard, y'all. I would even come into work early sometimes because I felt like I was more productive while I was at work for some reason. So I'd go ahead and do my homework in there, and I do it at home as well. But for some reason in that morning time, I would just bang through it. I would be at least a week and a half ahead of everybody if the assignments were already announced. So kept going, online classes, and then I remember there was a point where I was more than full time, and I was just, y'all, I was getting it. I was freaking getting it. Tested for staff sergeant as well, made that. It was weird, y'all. It was so weird. So then anyways, I hurt my back, and I got out of the military, and I continued. Was I almost done with my bachelor's? I think I had started like a class of my bachelor's right before I got out. Finished, and at that point, I was getting my bachelor's in criminal justice because I was like, man, I want to go to law school. Y'all, I changed so many times about the things I wanted to do, and that's okay. So if you're feeling discouraged, if you don't know what to do, it will click. It will come in. Just keep taking classes. Especially your general eds, you don't really need to know at that point what you want to do. But at this point, I was like, I want to do criminal justice. And I actually had decided that prior to hurting my back because, well, not prior to hurting my back, prior to getting out because, I started in criminal justice or whatever. So I was like, let me go to law school. I can, with the jacked up back, I can be a lawyer. That's fine. And I was studying for LSAT, like looking at things, and graduated with my bachelor's. And then I was like, you know what, Sarah, you can get your master's degree. You got this. If you can get your bachelor's, which is like way more, in my opinion, it's a little bit more intense than a master's degree, just because they kind of still treat you like a child. But anyways, so I went straight into my post-grad program, and I decided to get my master's in management with the human resource concentration. And the reason why I decided to get two different things is because I didn't want to be like, I have to be a lawyer, and then my ex-husband was in the military, and I would have to get rebarred or whatever it's called any state that we went to. So to me, it did not make sense. So I was like, let me get a management degree with an HR, because every company needs HR. Well, not every company, but you get the gist. Majority of companies, big corporations need HR. So let me go ahead and do that. At that point, I was working for USAA. Let's do this. Let's go. So I started, my first class was in person. And for that class, because I wanted to utilize my GI Bill, I wanted to get the full time. Even though I was going full time online, if you're strictly online, you're not going to receive the full BAH for it. So you have to take one class in person. So what I did is I decided to go ahead and take my first post-grad class in person. And I remember I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go in there. Y'all, I was the youngest person in there by far. Like, everybody else was old enough to be my mom, and I was like, it was kind of intimidating. But I was like, no, I got this, because I made it through already. I got this, I can do this. And so yeah, he sent out an email for the midterm saying, like, to congratulate me because I got the highest score in the class. Y'all, I never knew I could do this, never. But then, yeah, so anyways, I took the rest of my classes and I graduated, y'all. I remember crying because I just couldn't believe that I got through it. But my point being with this, I know I like kind of went off or whatever. That's kind of, I guess I'm going to title this video something around like my educational experience in the military. Not just like you can attend school in the military, because you can do it right when you get out. There's so many things you can use. If you have your GI Bill, utilize that. If you're a disabled veteran, and you can utilize voc rehab, and I believe it's at least if you have a month left of your GI Bill, you can go utilize voc rehab if you're approved for it. So you have to go to a voc rehab counselor for that. Your tuition assistance is good while you're in. I don't know exactly how much you get. I think it's like $4,900. I don't know. I could be lying. Not lying, but I could just be misinformed. But per physical year, use that. It's free money. You don't even have to tap into your GI Bill at that point. So if you're doing that during your whole experience in the military, you can get a master's degree, and then when you get out, you can utilize your GI Bill to get a PhD. You can get, your doctorate. You can go be a medical doctor. You can do it. You can do it. So utilize it. Don't be lazy. I know it sounds cool to go out every single night and stuff like that, but really, that's not going to benefit your future. It's not. It's not going to benefit. Your friends don't care. Do something that's going to benefit your future, and start your own business when you get out. Everything you do should be, I guess, like, just to get yourself together. And it took me so long. So I'm 29, and anyways, like I said, I got my master's in management. And the reason why I just interrupted myself, it was because I am now an esthetician. I use the leftover of my GI Bill, which was 7 months to attend aesthetic school, and I ended up opening up my own business, my own spa. So you never know where you're gonna go. If you're confused about school, just don't don't get on yourself, because sometimes you may not figure out what you're going to want to do until later. I've worked in HR, I've worked in criminal justice, and I did love it, but this allows me to be home. This allows me to set my own schedule. I don't have that employee mindset anymore. I used to have a bad employee mindset, just thinking that I always had to work for somebody. But you don't. You do not have to do that. Get out of that mindset. Take classes. People will say you don't need school to succeed. That's true. I'm going to let y'all know right now. You don't need school to succeed. But will it help? It most definitely will. You're going to learn things that you weren't able to learn without the school. And even though you may say, well, I didn't learn anything, you did. You're just not thinking about it. But you did. If you really did your work and you put your heart into your schoolwork, you had to come out with something. Even if it's one thing, you can definitely benefit from school. And even being able to put that, little master's degree after your name, it feels good. Being able to freaking say that you have a college degree is awesome. It is freaking awesome. Do it. It just puts you a step ahead of everybody else. It shows that you're able to finish things. So do it. And yes, you can do it in the military. You can do it when you get out. Just don't let anybody tell you that you can't. So I'm here to tell you that you can. You can do it, okay? And it doesn't matter how old you are. If I'm 30 right now and I want to go to be a surgeon, I'll go do it. Do I want to do it? No, so I'm not. But don't let age stop you from anything. You got this, okay? But I'm going to get off here because I have a client that's about to come in and I got to do these lashes. So I'll see y'all.